So this is an update video on repairing the sagging headlining in a Bentley Continental GT or a Flying Spur. They're both done exactly the same. They're more or less put in the car exactly the same. A lot of the same fixings. So in the first video, I didn't show everything. This is more on the repair process of doing either one, the Flying Spur or the Continental. Like I said, they're both the same. So the foam's been removed. That is the same with almost any vehicle that has a foam backed fabric headliner on a board. You need to remove the foam. With the Continental and the Flying Spur, the leather has a film put onto it. You can see parts of it here. The foam obviously comes with this film that is an adhesive, and that's put on the foam, the leather's put on top, and probably heat and pressure activates whatever adhesive's in there, and that then bonds everything together. Like with anything that is glued and you're re-gluing, you have to remove the old glue. I have to now remove the blue stuff on this leather. This leather is black, and underneath the leather is black also, it's not blue. But if you can see, it's no longer attached everywhere, it's peeling away. And also, whatever is underneath it, this blue stuff, which is probably the glue, that is also starting to deteriorate. Now I know from experience that if I put glue onto this, it'll react more. It will actually create more bubbles in this top surface here, this stuff, and release it all over. Ask me how I know, from experience. Or is it hard work? I know Matt Armstrong did try and do this job in his Bentley Continental GT, and it lasted I think less than a day, and he got it sent off to somewhere else. So hard work doesn't always beat talent, but it never can, because hard work is what you actually have to put in to be talented. No one's born talented. People work at it and they put a lot of hard work in, and then they become talented or experienced. That's all it is. It's just experience, life experience, and also experience in the trade you're working in. So probably the reason Matt failed was he didn't remove any of this. He removed the foam from here, glue it down with a rattle can, and hope for the best, and he got the worst. So I'm now going to remove all of this. So this film, rubber kind of film, has to be removed. That's an obvious. You can see that it's failing everywhere. If I don't remove it, then it's just going to fail more, and we're in the same position we were in when I removed the headliner. So removing this is exactly the same way as I removed the foam. I'm just going to use a wire wheel. I'm going to be very careful. I'm not going to put any pressure on this. All I need to do is just run it on the surface, and you can see it gets rid of this film, but it also gets rid of the blue stuff underneath. So that says to me that the blue stuff is not sticking great either at this point. So everything has to go, and once everything's gone, the procedure is exactly the same as in the previous video. But this part of the actual process is where the work is. It's not in removing it, it's not in refitting the old leather. It's getting the leather to a point where it will accept glue and stay glued, and that takes a while. So I'll get on and do this one now. that's the foam now cut. I'm going to apply the foam to driver and passenger side, then I'll glue the leather down. I'm not going to do it all in one go. I just like things to have a little bit of time for the glue to cure. So while I'm doing the second one, the first one is sitting around waiting and curing for a little bit longer. It's always better that way when you're doing things that have multiple stages of gluing, letting the glue cure a little bit between stages. So this one is the driver's side. So that's the first one done. Once the foam's glued down on both of them, I'll trim off the foam where I need to, and then I'll start putting the leather on. You can see that because this has been sagging, the leather is a little bit wrinkled in places, but that should pull out when I glue it in place. Now that all the foam work has been done, I'm going to glue the leather down. Not going to glue it all in one go. I'm going to do it in sections like I did with the foam, but I'm going to do it not the same way. I'm going to glue this strip here, just where the grab handle holder. I'm going to glue that strip down all the way along, and then I will work on the front part and then the back part, I think. So I'm going to let that glue tack up a little bit and then just stick this down. So I'm going to glue all of this up now. So I'll put glue on all the foam, all the leather, and I'm going to work it in sections. So I'll probably do the front part first up to here, like that. Get that bit in and then work in the front. Then once I've done that, I'll start to working along here, get this bit in here, and then do the back. The leather is probably a little bit misshapen, especially in the area at the back where it's been stretched and then left to hang down. The leather won't be the correct shape, so I've got to manipulate it and try and get no creases or little wrinkles in it, which is the tricky part. So that should be enough glue. Now that it's in correct position and it's about as wrinkles free as I'm going to get it, just need to apply a lot of pressure now. Not completely happy with this back corner here, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of steam to that and try and stretch out some of these little wrinkles that are in the edge. So I've got a little bit of glue overspray on here, a little bit over here, but I can get rid of that with white spirits, that's not a problem. I'll put this one side now. I will do the same with the other one and then I'll give them both a clean because it is quite dirty, both of these, and the driver's side's got quite a lot of mould on, so I need to get rid of the mould anyway, so cleaning will help. So on to the next one. Oops. I will glue the edges over right at the very end. There's a lot of distortion on this one. I think because it's been a little bit damp. There's obviously a lot of mould on this leather, so it's obviously been damper than the other side, which means it's probably shrank a little bit in places and stretched in other places, which is fun. So because this bit has been damp, I've had to stretch it a little bit more just to get it to actually put up to this edge here. We're going to see how we're going to get on with the rest. I know we've got quite a lot of distortion on this part here, which is going to make life a little bit tricky. Let's see what we can do. Not really liking this bit. There's a lot of excess leather. This could be disastrous. Right. Just going to use a bit of steam on this bit here, just make the leather a little bit more supple, and I can manipulate it a little bit better. We've got a lot. Bad leather. So you can see all this here, I need to get rid of that. I'm just working this down into the low spot. Don't think you can just push the low spot down and it'll be fine. You need to work it in. Right, so again I've got some glue on here I need to get rid of, and then I clean them both and fit them in the car. I'm not going to fit them in the car straight away. What I'm going to do with these is I'm going to leave them overnight. Let this glue cure properly. Leather is quite heavy for a headliner, and the last thing I want to do is to put this in and gravity take over and start to pull at the glue. So just leaving it overnight will just make sure that it has stuck properly and we don't have any issues with it. Once they're clean, I'll just leave them on the bench this way up and come back in the morning and fit them. Now you don't need any fancy cleaners for leather. All I'm going to do is use a bit of dish soap. Not a vast amount, just, and not too wet either. Now this cloth's got some dish soap and water. So I'll put those in the morning. So home time for me. So if you enjoyed that video, give it the old thumbs up and I hope to see you again. Thanks for watching. Bye.